switching over to me. Hi, everybody. So let me double make sure here that I can hear us. We have a few second delay. Switching over to me. Good. You guys can hear us good. All right. So welcome, Tommy Boy. Let me wave at you since you're right there. We are live, and I want to wait until a few people get on before I make an announcement. As you can see, I'm the only one standing here. Jasmine has left the show for a while to concentrate on her studies in school, which is, I can never condemn somebody for wanting to concentrate on their studies. So starting next week, Steve will be joining me either as a permanent co-host, or until we find another one if he gets tired of it. So that is why you don't see Jasmine next to me. She has stepped back so that she can concentrate on her studies, which I think everybody should, right? Absolutely. Hi, Mom. So you will be seeing myself, you will be seeing Steve, you will be seeing guest hosts from here and there. But, I wish Jasmine all the best on getting her degree. And you know what? Hey, once that's done, maybe she'll come back. I know she'll definitely come back to be on the show and maybe do a surprise guest host here and there. Anyways, so we have a lot going on. And today's show is going to probably be a little bit shorter than normal because of a few things that are going on. I'm going to turn this down since... Mom, can you hear me okay on Facebook? I can hear myself. I just want to make sure that we're good. And remember, you guys, we are streaming on multiple channels. We're streaming on our YouTube. We're streaming on our Time Warp Live, Time Warp Facebook. We're streaming on my personal Facebook and my professional profile. So I may not see your comments until after. If you are on different channels. Hi, Mom. You can hear me okay? Hopefully. I got more and more people coming. Got a lot of people jumping on my personal page. It's craziness. So we're going to be talking about April Fool's Day. And I know it's April Fool's Day, but it is not a April Fool's prank that Jasmine isn't going to be hosting the show with me for a while because she's concentrating on school. And which I think is great because I know she wants her degree, and I know that she needs to focus to get that degree. I've been through school. I know how it is. It's nuts. So anyways, let's talk about April Fool's Day, shall we? Hey, William. Hey, Kathy. I'm glad you guys are all watching. April Fool's Day. Today's April Fool's Day. Who else has anybody had a prank played on them? Let me know. Hello. All these people. So Libra Firefighter, thank you so much for joining us on Instagram. And it's exciting. Anyways, you see a new view too, because I have the store behind us, which is pretty cool. So first of all, I need to show you this. Remember last week when I told you guys I was going to show you a sneak peek of the calendar because we're working on the calendar? Check this out. This is the cover, Facebook. This is the cover of the calendar. This is Miss Vera Vortex because she is the one that won Miss Autorama. So this is the front of the calendar, and it's going to be coming out soon. I'm super excited about it. Actually, the person we're collaborating on, she is on it right now. So working on it. So I think it's pretty cool. So anyways, this is the cover. Miss Vera Vortex won Miss Autorama. So I think it's pretty cool that she's on here, or that I finally get to share it, right? So that's going to be coming out. That's going to be available for sale here in the store. We're going to also probably have a couple other vintage stores have a supply of them so that we can get it to all the pinup people in all over the place. Maybe I'll talk to one of the pinup girls about coming on. So also, Easter is just a couple weeks away, right? So let me just throw this up there right now. Every year, twice a year, we do a pick your own percentage sale. And the Easter one, we do it on Small Business Saturday, as well as on the Saturday before Easter. So I wanted to throw this up there so everybody knows that Easter is April 20th. And so we will be doing the pick your own percenter. We used to call it Easter egg hunt, but we don't Easter egg hunt anymore because we were finding people opening them until they found the percentage they wanted. And this is supposed to be like, you pick your own percentage out of a hat type thing. So we've kind of altered it so that you have to pick it at the counter. But you can get up to 40% off entire purchase. There's going to be gift cards. There's going to be all sorts of stuff. That is April 19th from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Come on in. There's going to be door prizes and all sorts of stuff. It's going to be a fantastic event. So as you can see here, and it's all over our social media, you want to pop in and see us. You could win something cool, right? Yeah, of course you could. Let's go back out of that. All right. So a couple things. Now, if you guys have had some April Fool's Day pranks played on you, let me know what they are, because it'd be kind of cool to share them here, and I will share them with everybody. And like I said, I'm only seeing, only part of it. So I'm going to toggle. A lot of people are jumping on. I love that. So tell me if any pranks were on you guys today. One of the greatest pranks in the world is the Great Spaghetti Harvest. Has any of you heard about the Great Spaghetti Harvest? And if you do a prank for the Great Spaghetti Harvest, we've got look at these spaghetti, because I'm going to tell you how you can grow your own spaghetti, right? So spaghetti, right? So the Great Spaghetti Harvest, in 1957, the BBC over in Europe pulled off what ranks today as the most famous April Fool's Day gag of all time. And I read this and I laughed. So I got to read it to you guys because it is hilarious. It literally is hilarious. You've got, after pulled off what still ranks as one of the most famous April Fool's Day gags of all time. 8 million people turned out to watch Panorama's 3-minute feature on the Swiss Spaghetti Harvest. The Swiss Spaghetti Harvest. Isn't that hilarious? I love it. After an unseasonably warm winter brought an end to the dreadful spaghetti weevil pest control issue that they were having, the region of Tricino, near the Italian border, was said to have yielded an exceptionally heavy spaghetti crop. The footage showed people picking strands of spaghetti off trees and bushes before tucking it in and going home to make the spaghetti, right? So the prank occurred long before pasta became a staple in the average British diet, making the audience ripe for picking. When viewers phoned in to find out how they could purchase their own spaghetti trees, the BBC told them to place a sprig of spaghetti in a tin of tomato sauce and hope for the best. Isn't that hilarious? I loved it. It's hilarious. Hope for the best. So let me think. One time, and I may have said this before, a long time ago, my aunt bought me a box of maraschino chocolates, right? And I love those. They have the clear insides and they have the cherry and the dark chocolate and everything. I love those. They're my favorite. And so I unwrap them and everything, and I open them, and there's nothing but cashews on the inside. And I hate cashews. They're one of the worst things, I think. And so that was awful. I also had somebody, how many of you have ever had the lottery ticket scam? Meaning that they give you a lottery ticket and you win $10,000, but you turn it over and it says you go redeem this at your mama's house or something to that effect. Isn't that hilarious? I love it. But that is not funny at the time. Trust me, it was not. So those are a couple of things that I've dealt with. I love this view. You can see everything in the back. I should take you guys through a walk, but I can't because you're stationary right now. I had to do you guys stationary. I don't know what page I have on it over here, but I think it's maybe me. Oh, it is Time Warp. I'm surprised there's not more people. Anywho, now that they know Jasmine is doing more schoolwork, I'm going to lose people. No, I'm kidding. But anyways, so that is something going on. And then, of course, the come and meet the lions or watch them wash the lions at the where was that at? The London Bridge. I mean, a lot of these jokes worked because we did not have social media. We did not. What is this? I've got to get a calendar since my car is in it. Tommy boy, I got to take a look and find out exactly which one of your pictures are in it, because I need to send those to you prior so you can look at them. But I forgot what girl it was I had standing next to the car. But anyways, you'll get a calendar. Don't worry. I wanted to show you guys some of this too. And look at the size of these newspapers. Aren't they crazy? They're the biggest damn newspapers I've ever seen. So this is 1952. I know that because I looked. Yep, 1952. It says it right there, 1952. Look how big that. And it's so funny because I was joking with a customer or somebody that the newspapers had to be so big so that when the husband opened the paper in the 1950s, it blocked the entire family, apparently. But it's hilarious because this on here is what's funny. Now, I know it's a Christmas ad, but look at this. This Santa Claus is mid-century modern marvel, right? In this look. But down here it says it's got your local shopping guide. So if you're from the Metro Detroit area, these stores on here, it's hilarious because it's got stores such as like Myers, Royal Oak Myers Jewelry Shop. It's got the Royal Oak Furniture Company. It's got let's see, who else jumps out at me? The General RNS Sales, the Hangar. Of course, Hudson's is on here. It's got everything. Look at the size of that. Isn't that crazy? I love it. But these newspapers, the Daily Tribune, they're so large and they have the best graphics ever. Let me see if I can turn it around here and show you. They have the best graphics ever. Look at that. Now, these are old newspapers. Look at this. So let me tell you why I'm showing you these. Because to me, one of the best either gift wrapping that you can do or, backdrop to an art piece would be some of these newspapers, right? Because not only are you giving something cool, but you're also giving a piece of the past. And that's what we're all about. You know what I mean? Is giving a piece of the past with these. These newspapers are fantastic. They all tend to be Christmas here. Look at this toy. This is Montgomery Ward's. Who remembers Montgomery Ward's, you guys? You got to remember Montgomery Ward's. Look at this. The toy catalog from Montgomery Ward's. Toyland now open. It's the craziest. Oh, you're backwards. I should have flipped you around next time. But these newspapers, they will take you through time. And then I've already gone through here and said, I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that. It's crazy. I love it. So these newspapers are here, and we've got other newspapers that are really cool. So you have to check it out. So how many of you knew? Okay, so there's two things that Steve and I talked about today. One is when it comes to April Fool's Day, a lot of people automatically think of the day the world ended, meaning in 1938, Orson Welles did a radio broadcast saying that the Martians have landed and they're fighting in the backyard. That happened on Halloween. That did not happen on April Fool's Day. However, 2 years later, and that was an uproar. And a lot of people know about it because people were screaming and running for their lives and doing all sorts of stuff. It was nuts, right? But anyways, 2 years later, and I got to tell you, I'm going to put this up here. Hoax, end of the world broadcast terrifies thousands of listeners in Philadelphia. Okay, so this is from the April Fools that happened in 1940. So on March 31st in Philadelphia, a Philadelphia radio station, KYW, broadcast the following message. Now listen, this is what they broadcast to people in 1940. Now you got to remember, television was not in every home at that point, and if it was very grainy. Everybody listened to the radio, so every single person within the radio earshot of this heard this. Okay, your worst fears. Let me start over. Your worst fears that the world will end are confirmed by astronauts of the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia. Scientists predicted that the world will end at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. This is no April Fool's joke. Confirmation can be obtained from Wagner Selinger, director of the Fels Planetarium of this city. Your worst fears are happening, right? Because the world's going to end. Well, the announcement came after the radio program by Jack Benny that had been devoted to a discussion of how the world might end. The program had mentioned the name of Orson Welles, who had been responsible for the notorious War of the Worlds panic broadcast. KYW later had to issue an apology and an explanation. The announcement was, of course, false, but the station denied responsibility for it. It said it had received the announcement from William Castelli, press agent for the Franklin Institute, and had read it in good faith, believing to be genuine. So it wasn't even the radio station that did it. It was the Institute that gave it to the radio station to do. And the radio station thought it was real. So they were probably freaking out. So these, because we're all pranksters, human nature is to be a prankster, right? Of course. We believe it. Just 2 years after the craziness, we believed it again. I just love that. I love that story. The Philadelphia thing is up here. It is a true story, but it's I think it's funny. I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious. What do you guys think? Do you think it's hilarious? Also, so before Jasmine left today, she had done some more homework as well on the history of April Fool's Day and practical jokes and global celebrations, because April Fool's Day is actually celebrated everywhere. I'm losing my words today. But April Fool's Day itself, a theory is that in the 16th century France switched from the Julian calendar of New Year's Day fell around April 1st to the Gregorian calendar, where it falls on January 1st. And once it was moved back to January 1st, April 1st was considered April 1st were considered fools and were targeted with jokes. So because of the switch of the calendar, they considered the people who did that fools. So April Fool Day started there. Practical jokes and things started, as early as the 1600s, because the washing of the lions happened in the 1600s. So people, it's human nature to want to prank people. It's so funny because when we were in Las Vegas visiting my mom and I have the same personality when it comes to, or the same, we feel we have the same funny bone. We find the same things funny, right? And so we were laughing and stuff over people falling, people slipping, stuff like that. I think it's human nature for all of us to find that funny because all of us do it. And so when people pull pranks, as long as they're not dangerous, because I have seen some funny pranks turn bad, and on TV and in different places. So just be careful on what you do. Because I'm going to tell you, the one person that does not like to be pranked, and I'll bring this up next week on the show, is Steve. Steve does not like to be pranked. I did it once to him. I did the rubber band around the sprayer on the sink. And it was crazy because he got upset and it bothered him really bad because he got wet. So, pay attention to who it is that you're pranking because it doesn't always turn out well. So, couple of things that I'm working on, and I know this is going to be a shorter show, but that's okay because next week's going to be it's going to be cool. We have some cool topics coming up. We have some cool shows coming up and stuff like that. Steve will be here. We'll talk to him about that. And I had my list of what the shows were going to be. I was thrown a little curveball earlier. So it kind of threw me off my game a little bit. Let me wave at these people. So please bear with me on that. So next week we'll have Steve. We'll talk to him about that. I do have a show. We are working on a big show with 80s wrestlers that it looks like it's going to be happening in probably August. As for any big shows coming up, we don't have a lot, but I have some things noodling in my head that we're going to do, and hopefully it'll all turn out so that you guys can be thoroughly entertained by vintage stuff, because I want to do this show not just vintage, but silly, fun, crazy vintage, stuff like that. Please write in, tell us what you want us to do, what things you want us to talk about. We're not going to go political. We're just going to keep it vintage inspired, like these gorgeous lamps. You know, maybe I'll do some art pottery. Check it out. Isn't that beautiful? Very 80s if you're dressing in if you're doing your designs in the 80s. I can't talk today. It's crazy. So, anyways, April Fool's Day, and look, please look forward to the calendar. I'm so excited about this too, and I will get that for you, Tommy Boy, the calendar for you. But I mean, look at her. Isn't she stunning? First time ever, and she won the top prize. I love it. And then here we have, I'm just going through these again real quick. We have the Pick Your Own Percentage, our biannual Pick Your Own Percentage sale. That will be April 19th from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can come in, you can pick your own percentage, maybe get that great deal on that lamp or something that you've been looking at. You want to be a part of that. That's a lot of fun, you guys. That's a lot of fun. Trust me. I put you back on a 2-minute countdown. I don't know. I'm learning this. So what does she have over here? Because she set this up before we went. So let's take a look at the word of the week, shall we? Here's the word of the week. Cynosure? Someone or something that causes a lot of attention or interest. Example is Northern Star, Fire Loud Music, etc. like that. Oh, I'm saying that wrong. I'm quite sure I'm saying that wrong. So if somebody, you can phonetically spell that out, that'd be great. But I think it is cynosure. It's not. It's probably pronounced very easily, but I'm not the best at that. So, but isn't that funny? Yeah, April Fool's Day traces back to the Roman festival, like what are these words? I'm telling you, hilaria, hilarity, hilaria. It's hilarity. Oh my goodness, I bet that word came from that. Isn't that hilarious? So, comment. And I know this is a really weird show tonight, but you know what? It is what it is, and it'll be a lot of fun regardless. Comment, send us DMs, or give us a call tomorrow if you see something you like behind me or in the store, or if there's something you were looking for. Give me some ideas of what you want shows to be on. We can go places. We can do things. I've got a couple, under my belt that we're going to be talking about soon. If you want to make everybody come and watch the Lions, we got a ton of these. I'm going to be doing the Easter show, the Easter show soon, and wait till you see some of the Easter stuff we have. Easter is Sunday the 20th, so it's right around the corner, and then summer is here because it's cold here. I don't know about over there. So, anyways, I'm going to call it an evening because I wish I could go on for hours, but April Fool's Day, there's not much to it. Not a lot of people do a lot of April Fool's things. I think because we live in a society right now where everybody's a little worried about offending or hurting somebody, or getting hurt by doing something. So, but we still want, hey, Bad Trip Designs, I love it. So maybe, you know what? We need to get Bad Trip Designs in here and be on a show with me. That would be awesome. So we'll look at doing that down the road. But like I said, we're going to be ending this show early. Unfortunately, not even a full half an hour, but that's okay because I'll pop on and do a show later. That's what happens when you're throwing a curveball right before you go live. But I want to wish Jasmine the best at school. I want to know that we are behind her 100% on getting her degree. And we will do whatever it is necessary to help her get that degree. So she has stepped away from the show to concentrate on her degree. So you will be seeing Steve next week on Time Warp Live. If you haven't watched, jump over to our YouTube channel because it is growing exponentially. It's funny. It's climbing because we've had some good shows on there. Plus, I'm cutting them up and I'm throwing them on like different parts of it. Check out the show, the short that I just put up of a longer show that I did down the road or back a ways, with talking about the Simpsons and how they got their name, with Bill Morrison, because it is something that I had no clue. She will do a great job. Antique Photos, she will do a great job. And like I said, she will come in and co-host, surprise co-host once in a while. She will be on the show as a guest. And once she gets her degree, I will be one of her people that she's going to be training, and we'll have her on and talk about how it is being a professional trainer. So anyways, you guys have a good night, and jump over to YouTube, give me a follow on YouTube. And if there's anything you guys want to talk about, any type of vintage, we're going to start doing more training videos as well. Then shoot it out. Let us know what it is you want to hear from. Let us know what it is that you want to hear about. Maybe it's how to care for vintage clothing. Maybe it's the difference between the different types of glasses, stuff like that. But you know what? We're good, and we'll do the research any way we can. You guys have a good night, okay? I will talk to you soon. Bye, you guys.